Hi guys, welcome to the new lesson, chapter number 2. The name of the lesson is latitudes and longitudes. So before we jump into the lesson, let's see the syllabus. So the main topics to be covered in this lesson are the latitudes and longitudes, then the concepts about this, then main latitudes, then their location, then their degrees and uses, then some important terms like what prime meridian is, then time, local time, standard time, time zones, GMT, that is Greenwich Mean Time, then international dateline. Then we'll find out this one thing, that is how we can locate places using latitudes and longitudes. Then there is a small calculation, that's about calculation of time. And last one topic is great circles and their use. So let's begin. We'll start with the first topic, right now. So in the previous lesson, we came to the conclusion that the shape of the earth is oblate spheroid, right? It can be best represented by globe, right? And at that point of time, one example came to my mind was the shape of an orange, right? So it's almost similar to the shape of the earth, right? Which is slightly flattened at the poles north and south and bulged in the equator. And if you see this diagram here, you can see the polar diameter is slightly less than that of the equatorial diameter. That means this length is less than this length, right? So it says us that the shape of the earth is somewhat similar to this orange, and this shape is called as oblate spheroid. But for study purpose, we cannot depend on oblate spheroid. It will make a lot of confusions. So therefore we consider the shape of the earth as a perfect sphere, right? And we use a model of the earth, that is a globe, for all the study purpose, right? And the equatorial circumference of the earth is approximately 40,075 kilometers, but we'll round it as 40,000 for the convenience of calculations in the coming parts, right? So we were in this, right? There are a few more facts. Let's check it out. So this is the globe. You're familiar with this, right? So globe is not an oblate spheroid, it's a perfect sphere, right? Now we use globe for locating places, right? And this is done with the help of these vertical and horizontal lines that we see on the globe. They are called as lines of latitudes, or the parallels of latitudes, and the meridians of longitudes. We'll discuss about this very soon. Now, so to locate a place on earth, what we need is something called grid. It's also called as Earth's grid, or you can call it as simply as grid also. When it comes to geography, both are meaningful, right? Now, what are grids, or what is grid? Grid is a network of parallels of latitudes and longitudes, right? It's a network made up of these parallels of latitudes. So these horizontal lines are called as parallels of latitudes, right? They are parallel to each other, therefore they are called as parallels of latitudes. And these vertical lines starting from north pole and ending at south pole are called as longitudes, right? So this network formed by the parallels of latitudes and the meridians of longitudes together is called as Earth's grid. So there is another one fact, right? Now this is how the grids looks like. So another thing, hemispheres. So we have mainly two important lines. One is an important latitude. So here you can see it is written equator. So the 0 degree latitude, I'll tell you what it means, right? This is the largest latitude, right? This is the largest circle, you can say. So this latitude divides the earth into two hemispheres, right? The northern hemisphere as and the southern hemisphere, right? Here any two opposite meridians, right? Say for example we will take this one, prime meridian, and directly behind this we have ideal, that's called as international dateline. We'll study about this also in detail. So any two opposite meridians divides the earth into two hemispheres, right? Here in this case, prime meridian and international dateline divides the earth into eastern hemisphere as well as western hemisphere, right? So these are the hemispheres. So we can have four hemispheres, right? So equator divides the earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Prime meridian and international dateline together divides the earth into western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. Now another important thing is directions. Always keep in mind, whenever we use a map in normal scenario, or if we use a globe, the top of the globe or map is always north, right? And if we get one directions, we can easily find out all the remaining directions, right? So top is north, bottom is south, the right side will be east always, and this will be west, that is your left side, right? So these are cardinal directions, but we will not be using only 4, we will be using 8 cardinal directions, right? So in between north and east we have northeast, between south and east we have southeast, then southwest and northwest, right? Now let's see what Earth's grid system is, or the same thing, Earth's grid. We'll see with a better definition. So a complete network of parallels of latitudes and meridians of longitudes drawn on a globe or a map is called as Earth's grid system. It's not medians. I missed a letter. It is meridians. MERIDIANS. So the meridians of longitudes and the parallels of latitudes together makes a network. That's what's called as grids. So these lines, right, they're actually semicircles. They start from one pole and ends at the other pole are called as meridians. Then we have the circles, right? They are parallel to the equator, right? Circling around the earth. They are called as parallels, right? So together meridians and parallels forms a grid, a network of horizontal and vertical lines. This is what is called as Earth's grid system. Now how can we locate a place using this? It's very simple. Here values are not given. Each and every meridian and parallel has got its own unique value, right? It is not repeated, just like in a graph sheet, right? Each and every line has got its own value, right? Here in our case these are degree values, right? So you take any point on earth, wherever it is, let it be anywhere. So any point on earth will have its own unique latitude as well as longitude, right? So this is the same thing. So this is a spherical, there is a 3D, right, of the globe, and if we convert this into a map, it will become like this, right? In reality, meridians are semicircles and latitudes are circles. But when we convert this into map, which is 2D, both meridians as well as latitudes will become straight lines and will be parallel to each other, right? Now the values are, we have prime meridian in the middle, that is 0 degree, and from there towards the east as well as towards the west values increases, right? 0 degree to 90 degree west and 0 degree to 90 degree east. So in between 0 to 90 we have 89 degree latitudes, 1 2 3 4 5 up to 90 degree. So only the major longitudes are shown here. Similarly with latitudes, so we have equator in the center, right? So from equator towards the north as well as south we have 90 latitudes, right? All the values from 0 to 90 are there. So any place, say for example you take the letter L, L is at this point. So the coordinate of the L, you use the term coordinate just like in a graph sheet. The coordinate of the location L is 15 degrees south latitude because it is the southern part or in the southern hemisphere, and 15 degree east longitude because it is in the eastern hemisphere. Or you take B, it is 30 degrees south latitudes and 30 degree west latitude. You take any point, it will have its own unique coordinates. So with the help of this grid system, right, which is made up of latitudes and longitudes, we can locate any place on earth, right? So yeah, just to make it a little more clear, so if this point is located exactly at the meeting point of two values like 3 and 2 on a graph, we can easily say the coordinate is 3 and 2 and 3. So in case if the dot is not at the point where the lines meet, like in this case, right? So we have division there, right? That the one unit is divided into 10 units again. So this point, if we take this blue point, the value is minus 1.5, that is the value on x-axis, and on y-axis it is minus 2.5, right? So similarly, in this way, latitudes as well as longitudes are also further divided, right? I'll show it through an example. So here I have taken a small portion of the entire grid system. So here we have the latitudes 12, 13, 14 degree north latitudes, and longitudes 77, 78, 79, 80 degree, 81 degree east. Now from this I will take any two latitudes. So I have taken 13 and 14 degree north latitudes. So this is actually 1 degree difference from 13 degree north to 14 degree. The difference is 1 degree. So 1 degree latitude is again divided into 60 minutes. Right. So from here to here, in between we have 60 another latitudes. They are called as minute latitudes. So it's difficult to draw all the 60. So I have shown the important, right? So the one in the middle, that would be 13 degree 30 minutes north, right? So the name will be 13 degree 30 minutes north, just like in a graph sheet. If this is 13 and this is 14, this will be 13.5. So here the same thing, we can also call it as 13.5 degree north also, both are same, but that's a different method. That method is called as degree decimal method, and here this method is called as degree minute second method. I'll tell you why it's second. So here 1 degree is again divided into 60 minutes. So from 13 degree north, if we go towards 14 degree, immediately the next one will be 13 degree 01 north latitude, then 13 degree 02 north latitude, then 13 degree 10 north latitude, then 13 degree 15, 13 degree 30, 45, then 59, and finally 14 degree. That means 1 degree is further divided into 60 minutes. And this unit symbol that we use for degree is this one. You are familiar with this one. And for showing minute, we use one simple apostrophe, right? So the single apostrophe is the symbol for showing minutes. Now moving on to the next, I'm taking two consecutive minute latitudes, that is 13 degree 15 minutes north and 13 degree 16 minutes north. So this is again divided into 60 equal units, and this division is called as seconds, right? 1 minute is divided into 60 seconds. And look at the symbol, this is the symbol for seconds, right? So single inverted comma, or here we can have double inverted comma. So 1 minute is further divided into 60 seconds. So if this one is 30, if this one is 13 degree 15 minutes north, then immediately the next one will be 13 degree 15 minutes 01 seconds north latitude. Next one will be 13 degree 15 minutes 02 north latitudes, right? So in this way, then somewhere here it will be 13 degree 15 minutes 15 seconds north latitude, and somewhere here it will come 13 degree 15 minutes 59 seconds north latitude, and the next one will be next minute latitudes, right? So just like the degree, here a minute latitude is divided into seconds latitudes, right? So if I tell you one more thing, you'll understand it better. Say for example, we'll take this one, 1 degree difference. So what is the actual distance between, actual distance on the ground between two adjacent latitudes? It is approximately 111 kilometer, right? If I say 1 degree difference from 13 to 12 degree north to 13 degree, that means on the ground the distance is 111, right? So this 111 kilometers are again divided into 60, right? Then that is further divided into another 60, right? So if a point is somewhere in between two adjacent second latitudes, then what we can do? So we don't have any division here in this system, right? This is the last one, but it is possible to draw a lot of latitudes in between two adjacent second latitudes. So it will be difficult, or it is not there in the degree minute system, right? But we have another system, it is called as degree decimal system. So if you Google the latitude of Bangalore, you will get the values not like this, right? It will be shown in degree decimal system, right? There it will be like 13.75945, like so many digits will be there. So that shows the exact location, right? But in this method, this is the maximum, right? So 1 degree is divided into minute, then that is divided into seconds. So this is how it look like, right? Now I think you can find out the coordinates. If we take example of this red dot, the coordinate of this red dot is 13 degree, right? Then 15, 15 minutes, uh, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60, right? So that is next north latitude. So the coordinate of this red dot is 13 degree 30 minutes north, and if you see the longitudes, 80 degree, it's increasing towards the right side, so 80 degree 15 minutes east, correct? So similarly you try to find out the coordinates of this yellow dot as well as this green dot. It's very simple. So this value is called as the coordinates of a place, simply the latitude as well as the longitude value of a place. And this is the coordinate value of Bangalore. It's not the coordinate value of the entire Bangalore. At one point somewhere in the city, right, I clicked it in the Google map. So when I placed the mouse point at that point, the coordinate value was this, right? So you can check your coordinate wherever you are, right? Open the Google map, right? It will automatically show your exact location, right? Put a pin over there and you will be able to see your coordinate values, right? Now moving on to the next topic, the name of the lesson itself is latitudes and longitudes. So let's see what are latitudes and longitudes. So before we go into the definition of latitudes and longitudes, we have to clear these two terms. Parallels of latitudes and latitude, are they same or different? If they are different, what are the difference? Then meridians of longitude and longitude, right? So definitely they are not same. These are different terms, almost same, slightly confusing. So first we have to sort this out, then we will go for the definition of latitude as well as longitude. So parallels or the parallels of latitudes are these circles which you are seeing in the diagram, right? You can see the values are given there, 0 degree. So this entire line is 0 degree line, the parallel of latitude. This entire line is 15 degree line of latitude or 16 degree parallel of latitude. This entire line is 30 degree parallel of latitude. This entire line is 45 degree, then 60, 75, so and so and so. So this entire circle, they are actually not lines, they are circle, right? Because earth is spherical. So this entire circle is called as parallels of latitudes. They are called parallels because they are all parallel to each other, right? We start the measurement from equator, so from 0 to 90 till the north as well as till the south, they are all parallel to each other, therefore they are called as parallels of latitudes, right? Whereas latitude means you take any point on any place, so that point will have one latitudinal value in degree. Suppose this point, you can see the mouse point I have, so the value of that one particular point is 30 degree north because it is in the northern hemisphere. So that value is called as latitude, and the line passing through that place is called as the parallel of latitude, or we can call it as the line of latitude. Now same is the situation with longitude also. These lines are called as meridians of longitude. I'll tell you why it is called as meridian later in this lesson, right? So these lines are called as meridians of longitudes, and the value of these meridians, suppose this one, right? The value of this meridian is 60 degree west, right? So the value of this longitude is called as longitude, and this entire line is called as meridian of longitude. Now the shape of the meridians are semicircles, whereas the shape of the parallels are circles. You can see it, right? This is a circle, this is another circle, this is another circle, and this one is semicircle, starting from one pole and ending at another pole. But when it is transformed into a map which is 2D, both semicircles as well as circles becomes straight lines and parallel to each other. Now let's see the definition of latitude. It's a very simple topic, right? The definition is this one: the latitude of a place is the angular distance of that place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. So at first instance you will find it little difficult, but it's very easy. You read it 2 times. The latitudes of a place is angular distance of that place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. But if you read like this, you will not understand. What you have to do is cut short it into simple sentences. The angular distance of a place located either north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. Same thing, right? This is the same definition, but just cut short into 3 simple sentences. So the latitude of a place is the angular distance of that place. The angular distance means angle of that place, right, as measured from the center of the earth, right. When angle of that place is measured from the center of the earth with reference to equator, right, it can be in the northern part or in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere. So that angle is the latitude of that place. Angle is always expressed in degrees. Therefore, latitudes are the values of latitudes are degrees. Now, before explain this completely, we have one thing here in between: north or south of the equator. What is equator? Again, all of you know what equator is, but we need a definition for equator before we proceed. So you can see this red line in the middle, right? It divides the earth into two equal halves. That is what is called as equator. So equator is an imaginary line circumscribing the earth around the center of the earth, right? Correct? That is circumscribing the earth around the center of the earth, equidistant from the poles. The distance to the equator from north pole as well as from the south pole is equal. That's approximately 10,000, and it is drawn through the center with a plane perpendicular to the axis. So if we cut this earth into two equal halves along the equator, then this is what is the plane of equator. You can see this brownish color. So this is what is called as the plane of the equator, right? So equator is an imaginary circle drawn through the center of the earth, which divides the earth into two equal halves, right? So that is what is equator. Now come back to the definition. So the definition of latitude is simple: angular distance of a place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. This picture will make it very simple. You take any point, suppose this blue point, you can see it here, right? I think you can see, right? So what is the latitude of this blue point? So just apply the definition. Definition is angular distance of that place measured from the center of the earth. So with reference to the plane of equator, this is the plane of the equator, right? Draw a line to that point. So whatever is the angle that we are getting here would be the value of that particular point. So here in this case, the value or the angular distance of this point is 30 degree, and the latitude is also 30 degree. Or if you want another example, you take any other point, you can do it by yourself. Say for example, here we have a red point, right? So here if we draw a line from the center to the red point, it will come, this angle will come as 15 degree. That means the latitude is 15 degree, right? Now the best two examples are, you take 0 degree, right? Here you can see this one at the bottom. So this blue dot, right, the plane is this line, and the blue dot is also located in the same place. So if we make an angle would be 0, right? Therefore the equator is 0 degree or 0 degree latitude. And if you take north pole, which is located exactly in the top, so you draw a line from this center to the top, you will get 90 degree, like this one. So therefore that is the north pole is 90 degree north latitude. So this would be somewhere around from 60-70 degree. This would be somewhere around 30-35 degree. So in this way you can find out the latitude of any place, or the definition of the latitude is angular distance of any place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth, right? So there are few facts about the latitudes. In total we have so many latitudes, we can have thousands of latitudes, but in case of degree latitudes we have 181 latitudes at an interval of 1 degree, right? So we start measurement from the middle, that is from equator 0 degree. From equator to the top, that is the north pole, we have 90 degree latitudes, right? So and similarly till south pole, that is up to 90 degrees south, we have another 90 latitudes. So 90 in the south, 90 in the north, plus 1 in the middle, we have 181 degree latitudes. And these latitude lines are called as parallels of latitudes, right? So when they are on a globe, they are called as parallels of latitudes. Sorry, they are circles, so they are called as parallels of latitudes. And if you see the radius of the parallels of latitudes, it decreases from equator to pole, right? So if we take the equator, it has the largest radius, and 10 degree will have less than that of 0 degree, 20 will be having another a smaller value, right? So if we go like this, 90 degree in the north would be a point. It won't be a circle or a line, it will be simply a point. Similarly in the south also, right? So equator is the largest circle. It is also called as great circle because it is the largest circle, and the radius of this latitudes decreases from equator to pole, and at poles they are mere points. Now I already told you the distance between 2 degree latitudes are approximately 111 kilometer, right? So here we have 0 and here we have 10. So distance between two adjacent latitudes are 111 kilometer, and here we have 10 latitudes, 0 to 10. So the distance would be 111 into 10, right? So in this way you can calculate the distance from equator to entire north. It is approximately 10,000. Now this one also already told you division of latitudes, right? A degree latitude is divided into 60 minutes, and they are further divided into 60 seconds. Now we have two more topics. We'll sum it up very fast. The five main parallels of latitudes, right? There are five main parallels of latitude that we have studied. They are these. The first one, equator, right? The largest latitude in the middle. Then we have one latitude that is 23 degree 30 minutes north latitude, it is called as Tropic of Cancer. Then 23 degree 30 minutes south latitude called as Tropic of Capricorn. Then 66 degree 30 minutes north latitude called as Arctic Circle, and the 66 degree 30 minutes south latitude which is called as Antarctic Circle. Now the first one is equator. Equator divides the earth into two equilabs, that is the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. It is called as a great circle because it is the greatest, or it is the largest latitude that can be drawn on earth. So since equator is called as great circle, all other latitudes, right, 1 degree to 9 degree to north as well as south are called as small circles. Now all these latitudes runs parallel to the equator. Then distance from equator to pole is approximately 10,000 kilometers, and equator receives vertical sun rays almost throughout the year, right? Throughout the year this area will receive direct sunlight or vertical sun rays. Therefore temperature in this area is comparatively higher. Not only temperature, rainfall is also higher. So that's about equator. We will not study anything in detail now. We have a lot of things to study in the coming lessons, so we will study all those things there. Now moving on to the next one, Tropic of Cancer. So Tropic of Cancer is in the northern hemisphere, right? It is passing through almost through the center of India, right? You must have seen this. So Tropic of Cancer is 23 degree 30 minutes north latitude, right? Now the specialty is on 21st June sun will be directly above Tropic of Cancer. Since sun is directly above Tropic of Cancer, on this one particular day northern hemisphere will experience the longest day, right? Longest day. So it's coming today, now it is May, right? So May, June, by June 21st we will have the longest day. Now if you see from, or if you observe from today onwards, till June 21st the duration of the day will keep on increase, right? And the duration of the night will keep on decrease, and on June 21st June the duration of the day will be maximum in the northern hemisphere. And on this point of time, at this point of time, southern hemisphere will have the longest night and the shortest day, right? Clear? Now third one, Tropic of Capricorn. Be a little careful with the spelling Capricorn, C-O-R-N. Usually a lot of students used to miss the letter R. Now this is the 23 degree 30 minutes south latitudes. Just like Tropic of Cancer's case, sun will be overhead on Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. Right? Dates may vary 1 or 2 days. It can be 21st or 23rd, right? But usually on 22nd December. So on this day, southern hemisphere will have the longest day and shortest night, and northern hemisphere will observe the shortest daytime and longest night, right? Now another one important thing, Earth is not standing or rotating on a vertical axis like this. It is slightly tilted. It is tilted by 23 and half degree, that's 23 degree 30 minutes degrees. So since Earth is tilted, right? On one particular time sun will be directly about Tropic of Capricorn, then it will keep on moving towards the north and it will reach Tropic of Cancer after 6 months, right? So on 22nd December sun will be directly about Tropic of Capricorn, and by the next 21st June sun will reach here. Again from the next day onwards sun will start moving downward, and by the next 22nd December it will reach the same place, right? That is because earth is slightly tilted. We'll study that again in the one of the coming lesson, right? So this is the third important latitude. Keep in mind these things, don't get confused. Actually you don't need to study everything. You study Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn have everything opposite to that. Now yes, Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn. Okay, actually we have two more important latitudes. Next one is Arctic Circle. I think I missed the slides. No issues. It's very simple. Arctic Circle is 66 degree 30 minutes north latitude. Now the specialty of this latitude is the area within this latitude, that means this region, the northern part of the world, receives slanting sun rays, right? They won't receive direct sunlight, so vertical sun rays, because of the curvature of the earth. They receive only oblique sun rays. That means they receive less heat. Not only that, this region will experience 6 months of daytime continuously and then 6 months of night time, right? So that is the specialty of Arctic Circle. So the region within Arctic Circle will receive sunlight for 6 months, and it will have night time for another 6 months. Now the last important latitude is Antarctic Circle, that is 66 degree 30 minutes south. So here the things are exactly opposite as that of Arctic Circle. So here also 6 months daytime and 6 months night is there, right? And this area also receives very little amount of sunlight. Now the importance of latitudes, it helps us to locate the places along with the longitudes, right? So with the help of longitudes and latitudes we can locate the places. Then latitudes along with longitudes helps in drawing great circle routes. So I'll tell you what great circle routes are. We have this topic towards the end of the lesson. We will study in detail, but keep this point in mind. So latitudes and longitudes together helps in drawing great circle routes. Then another important thing, these 5 main parallels which we have seen now act as a boundary between climatic zones, or we can call it as heat zones, right? So we have these 5 main latitudes. So the region located between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, which is shown in this blue color, is called as the torrid zone, or we can call it as the tropical zone. Then the region between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle is called as temperate zone, and here in the south also it is called as temperate zone. We can call it as north temperate zone, and this one as south temperate zone. Then the region within Arctic Circle is frigid zone, right? And region within Antarctic Circle is again frigid zone in the southern hemisphere. Now these are called as climatic zones or heat zones. That's because the distribution of heat is in such a manner that it is maximum in the tropical region and it decreases towards the polar region, right? So we'll study all those things in detail. I think this much is enough for today. So just summarize the topics one by one and make notes on this. Thank you.